just gonna make sure that I'm level. Alrighty, get all these buzzers to go off. And so, truck driver didn't exactly show up on time, so we're kind of hurrying now to get set up. We're set up in this road right here. There's a lot of truck traffic coming by. So we gotta kind of hurry. We're gonna set it into this construction site, but we're not in the construction site. We're in kind of the truck, semi-truck traffic, trailer storage roadway, and they're not exactly happy about that.
Cool. Where are you on? You need to set the container?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Right over on the other side of that dumpster with the doors facing this way.
Exactly.
Cool.
Nice.
So I'm gonna get boomed up. Rumor has it this thing weighs about 30,000, which I got 15,000 pounds of line pull. So might have to put another part of line in. Yeah, I think we're gonna have to swing over and put multiple parts. We're gonna have to put more parts of line in because 2 parts is not gonna do it. I might as well go ahead and pick up my counterweights. But you can't count on. They say this container weighs 30,000 or whatever, and I'm good for 30. Nah, sure enough, I go to pick it up. That thing, it'll be 40.
There's your friend. Let's come there.
What?
Let's come there.
You want it there?
Yeah. Then move the telehandler. That cannot be here. First they say here, now they say there.
Okay.
It's possible for you?
Yeah. Let me, can it be close to the fence? Like really close to the fence, like on the edge of where he's standing and stuff?
Yeah.
Okay, all right. Yeah, I think I can do that from here.
I hope so. Then you don't have to move.
Yeah, is he gonna be able to get out though? Yeah, so first they said the 20-foot container was going here with the doors facing out. And now they're saying they're not gonna be happy with it there, they want it here. But you're okay with that container being right there?
Yeah, right there.
All right. So.
Then you can put it here with the doors to this side.
Doors that way?
Yeah, doors that way.
Okay. All right. Cool. I'm gonna keep getting set up. Give me about, I don't know, 10 minutes, 15 minutes. All right. Picked up, so now I'm just gonna boom down, and I might put 3 parts of line in. I think I'm gonna go with 3. So I'll just reeve it over the Chev and right back to the block. I think that'll work out good. There we go. Yep. All right. You never want your block falling over. That would suck. And it's just nasty. You know, it's just gross. There we go. Throw it over this one. Should have worn my gloves. So now we need to move the cables over on the block Chev. That pin back in. Let's see, which way do I want it turned? We'll go this way. So well, would you look at that right there? Can't do that. You can't do that. So I can't do 3 parts of lawn. That's dumb. So I have to do 4. Because the Beckett won't go over the ear of the block. That ear's too thick. We switched blocks out a while back, and yeah, so that block's a little bit different. Well, it gives them time to change their mind again. You know, they don't know where that container's going.
We have to place the container, as I told you.
On the other side.
Yeah, the other side, not here but there. Is that a problem?
No, I mean, we'll make it work.
Oh, perfect.
I'm here to help y'all.
Yeah, the guy from the office came. He said, no, the container is not allowed to place it there. It's next to the trash.
Okay.
Or whatever.
Yeah, I'm just gonna probably do a little test run, make sure I can lift over there.
Yeah, okay.
Because we're saying it weighs around 30,000.
Yeah.
The other ones were off like 10,000, so we're gonna say 40.
Yeah.
I'll just do a little test lift and we'll know. All right, so we're gonna pick this up, make sure everything's good. She looks good, she feels good. We is good. We'll boom up, get our heavy lift section scoped out. So basically, there's 2 schools of thought in the crane world. There is, hey, I'm reaching a long way, or I'm lifting heavy. And some people reach a long way and lift heavy, but we usually do either. So, that being said, I'm just lifting heavy. I'm not reaching a long way, so generally I like to keep my sections scoped out halfway instead of all the way. So I don't scope any sections out all the way. I usually scope 50%, 50%, 50%. And if I need more boom length, then I just scope another section out halfway. What that does is keep my boom really strong. Keeps it from deflecting so much, and it allows me to pick more. So we'll probably just scope 2 sections out, 50%. I don't think we'll need to do 3 sections. I think we'll do 2 sections, 50%, and get us some rigging on. Use our container cams. Brought our container cams with us today, so that'll make it a lot easier to rig this container and set it where they need it to go. Fun, fun, fun. I didn't put these in here, but pro tip, look for the tags. When they're continuous slings and they look like a bunched up mess, just look for the tags. This particular combination right here should yield us about a 44,000 pound capacity. I believe the weakest point in this is going to be, 4 3/4 ton shackles. So what is 4 3/4 tons times 2 is 9,000. Oh, so we'll say a little bit over 9,000. So we'll just say 36,000, and the shackles are the weakest point. I've got bigger shackles. I could actually use bigger shackles. Let me just do that, because we don't know. This container might weigh a little bit more. They're saying 30. I don't believe them. I think it's a rumor. Use bigger shackles. Kind of a rainy day today. It's cold out. This is Georgia winter, folks. This is Georgia winter right here. No snow, just cold, miserable. I got a pretty good attitude about things, and I believe you should have rainy days to be able to appreciate sunny days. And boy, boy. Today I'm appreciating sunny days. So these little things right here are super, super cool. When it comes to lifting containers, there's no ladders, there's no climbing up to the top, there's no trying to fit shackles into the holes. We have container cams. Basically, they slide into the hole, they turn, you lock them, and then you're ready to pick it. You can pick it from the bottom, the top, the front, the sides, anywhere. They are awesome. One of our favorite things to use as far as rigging goes, because we lift containers all the time. So I don't know where you can get them. I don't even remember where we got them, but you should definitely look and see if you can find some. So I don't know that I can lift that over there, especially on the weakest, you know, the front left and the front right are the weakest part of this crane. So I'm gonna head over there and see what I'm good for, but I don't know that I can do it. So we're just gonna do a little test run first before we get the container in there so I don't embarrass myself, and see what we're good for over there where it's going. That way we'll know. If we need to move, now's the time to do it. We didn't plan on setting that container over there. We planned on setting it right here, but they switched things up on us a little bit, which is okay. We're just out here to help lift stuff. That's all we're here to do. Just help. I think that'll be enough to get the truck driver pulled up here. Good. Awesome. So one thing about these, the way I like to set up to do containers is I like to have enough straps to where I can drag them around to the other side. And I don't put the container cams on the straps until after I get the straps in place, because the container cams are directional. So you need to make sure which side you're putting them on, and you need to pay attention to that. So that's why I do it in the order that I do it in. So I'm just gonna boom down a little bit, get roughly centered over this container, and I'll get back down and put the container cams on the corners. All right, I think that'll do. About there. See, they don't go on, this one doesn't go on this side. That's where it goes. Let's see. Looks like these two. Go around to that other side. We're about to decommission these straps, I think. They're getting rough. Got some new ones on order. Started floating real quick. All right. Well, Don, can I get you to go that way with it? Let me see if I can get it above this trailer and just get him to pull up. Awesome. Super smooth. Came up way earlier than I thought. I thought I was gonna have to put like 30, 35,000 on it at least till I saw any movement. But that thing just flopped right up, and I looked down, it only weighs 15, so who knows? It's all just a rumor. They tell you weights. I mean, it's better to have 4 parts of line than have 2 and get embarrassed and then have to redo, but you just never know. Awesome. Cool, man. So, this is super cool job. Big cold storage facility. Guys are great to work with. Everybody's super upbeat, fun, you know. We're all just trying to get a job done, so. Tool shed.
Yes.
All right.
Shaken up.
It's all shaken up.
Yeah.
Yeah, it does
It
look
was not like this when I left it.
Oh, man.
Look, even the lamp came down.
Wow.
Even the lamp came down.
Dang, yeah. Where did it come from?
Canada, Alberta.
It came from Canada?
Yeah, Alberta.
That's why that guy came from Canada. Makes sense.
Was the last delegation.
All right, so I'm just gonna pick these up, get this rigging back over there, get it rolled up, and maybe get that lid to that box fixed. Ticks me off. So I was gonna swing around until I saw this guy coming by. What I like to do with my shackles, just put them all together in 4s. That way you can just grab a whole bundle there. Because a lot of things that we rig up is just simple 4-strap stuff. Rarely 2-strap, but mostly 4-strap. You're almost guaranteed to get 4 straps out of the box and 4 shackles every time. So, you got your shackles all together, then you know when you grab them, you got 4 shackles. Even these little bitty ones right here, they're so cute. We use these right here for pull chains. These container cams right here, cannot say enough. They change your life. I remember I was working at CAT. We had a contract to move containers for CAT because the containers come in generator boxes. Wait, the generators come in container boxes. So they're similar, but they don't have lifting points on they don't have fork slots like containers do. And we had a contract to move like 100 of these containers. And it was, they wanted them stacked 2 and 3 high. And so I went to Home Depot and bought a ladder, an extension ladder, and I had to go around to every single one of those containers. When we stacked it onto another one, we had to lock them all in. And then I had to go to the top of each container, of each corner, and unshackle it. So you talk about running up and down a 20-foot extension ladder all day long, moving it 4 times per container, moving 15 containers a day. Dude, it was rough. But my front delts were in tune. But I didn't know that these existed. I mean, I cannot imagine the hours, the days that we would have saved by having container cams instead of having to get on top of the containers to rig them. And there's always that temptation to walk on top of the containers. And a lot of facilities frown on that. So you can't just like get up on the container and walk over and hook it up or unhook it. They won't let you do that. They'll kick you off site for being unsafe. So they make you go around to each one and undo it. With the container cams, you don't have to do it. You just hook them on the bottom. Easy peasy. So I used to roll the tags up facing the outside so that I could look in the box and tell what my straps are good for. And I realized I don't really have to do that because I've been using the same type of strap for so long that I just know they're good for 11 in a straight line pull, 8800 in a choke, and they're good for 22 in a basket. So I don't necessarily have to worry about like how I roll them up so that you can see the logo. But I do think we are going to decommission these, get some new ones. They're about worn out. Man, the traffic around here is insane. There's always rental companies coming in and out. There's so much going on this construction site that it's a little bit dangerous. I mean, you have to kind of really be looking before you just hop off of a crane and go walking around. So, on a personal note, safety has kind of directly affected me and my conviction for safety. A long time ago, when I was a teenager, I had a wreck. It was me and my brother driving a single cab F-250. Car pulled out in front of us, going 60 miles an hour, and we were going through a yellow light, and they decided to turn at the last minute. Well, my brother went through the windshield. He's lucky to be alive. You know, God was definitely looking out for him there. And my dad said, he didn't say it in so many words, but he said, like, you could have prevented this. I said, no, I couldn't. It was their fault, you know? Victim mentality, typical teenager. It's not my fault, it's his fault. And I really dwelled on that for a couple years because I felt like it was my fault, or he made me kind of feel that way. And I thought about that, and I look back today, and the biggest thing that applies everywhere as far as safety goes and preventing accidents is going slower. And going slower, I would have missed that accident completely. She could have turned at the last minute and we could have stopped and it would have been fine. But I wasn't. I was going 5 miles an hour over the speed limit when I went through that red light, and I couldn't stop, and it was raining. Had I just been going slower, we would have prevented that accident completely. And it was still her fault. But it doesn't matter because I could have still been a better driver enough to prevent that accident. And my brother wouldn't have had to go through the windshield and get glass all in his hair for years. He's still picking glass out of his head. So the biggest thing that I can take away as far as safety goes is just go slow. When it comes to driving, when it comes to operating, when it comes to anything. When you're in confined spaces or people are moving around, doing things around you, just go slow. You can prevent 90% of mistakes just by going slower. And you can always have an out at the last minute when somebody screams or yells or something like that. So I still think about that accident today. It's always stuck with me. If I'd have just been going slower, I could have stopped it. We wouldn't have had that accident. Just a little food for thought. Operating a truck crane is a little bit different than operating like an all-terrain. For a big reason is because of this block right here. So I don't know about every crane, but with an all-terrain like the Liebherr, it has that big old cab in the front. Well, this only has a cab on one side, so I can see that block all the time. You can't see that block in front of the cab of the Liebherr. That's why you have to have a remote control to hook it up into that ring. I can get this one off. There we go. Bluetooth pad removal system engaged. Yeah, ma'am. All right, we're gonna get wrapped up, get our paperwork done, get out of here. All right, so that job went pretty smooth. We had to wait for the container for a little bit, but that wasn't a big deal. Got to meet some cool guys over there, some fans of the channel. Rig Up Atlanta, All Cranes over there. Shout out to those guys, they're super cool guys. If you guys are watching this, comment, subscribe, do all that kind of stuff. But we're gonna get back in the truck and roll to the next one. You guys stay safe out there.